तेषां ज्ञानी नित्य युक्त एक भक्तिर विशिष्यते प्रियो ही ज्ञानिनो अति अर्थमहम सच मम प्रियः. Hello friends, this is the 17th shlok of the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Tesham Jnani Nitya Yukta, which means amongst them the wise is always joined Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate, which means a devotee is special. Priyo hi Jnanino, which means dear indeed to the wise. Atyartham maham sacha mama priyah, which means extremely valuable I am, and he is dear to me. So, in the previous shlok, Shri Krishna had told Arjuna about 4 different types of people who are devotees of Shri Krishna. So, amongst those 4 people, here Shri Krishna is saying that the wise is the one who loves me the most, and because the wise loves me the most, therefore I also love him the most. So, in this world, there are many different ways of thinking, and some of the religious ideologies, they use the feeling of fear as a method to make people submit to the will of God. They say that you should submit to his will, otherwise he will destroy you or he will give you punishment and things like that. So this idea of fear has been used quite a bit in some traditions in terms of putting people on the path to submit to the will of God. The problem with this approach actually is that yes, you have to submit to the God, that is good, but when a person submits to the will of God out of fear, then the samskar that is developed in that person is that of fear. So this is actually a problem. In the Indian tradition, this method has been discouraged. The use of fear has not been used, because if you are submitting to the will of God out of the fear of his punishment, then you're not actually submitting to the will of God in itself. You're actually submitting to the fear of punishment. So this is not the right attitude to develop. It only cultivates the samskar of fear in the follower, and we see the same thing in the people of those traditions, that fear is cultivated a lot in them, and the followers of those traditions actually are driven by the fear and not really by knowledge. So in the Indian tradition, it has been made clear that it is the knowledge which is actually the right approach in terms of submitting to the will of God. So what Shri Krishna is telling over here is that the wise, they do not submit to me out of fear or anything. They submit to me out of knowledge. So they know about me, and because they know about me, therefore they submit. So there is no condition in their submission to the will of God, that okay, I am submitting because of this, because of fear, or because of some gain that I want, or things like that. No, the wise submit to the will of God just because they know about him, and so they just submit. They just submit unconditionally. And this knowledge, when a person gains, if a person gains the knowledge, then they will automatically submit to the will of God, because they'll know that that is the right path. So this path of knowledge is what has been encouraged in the Indian tradition, wherein it is said that out of knowledge, when a person submits to the will of God, then the will, the God loves him back in the same manner. So that is what Sri Krishna is telling over here, that out of all these people who are submitting to my will, the one who is submitting out of knowledge is the one who loves me the most, and therefore I also love him the most. So I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I will close this video. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.